Hi, it's Conor Svensson here, founder and CEO of Web3 Labs, and this is your Week in Crypto on Monday, the 11th of October 2021. The key headlines this week are that the crypto market cap is back up 8% to $2.3 trillion. Bitcoin is back above 1 trillion. Circle's SEC woes continue, and Coinbase suffers a multi-factor authentication breach. Circle is continuing to face investigation from the SEC's Division of Enforcement. This is something that we mentioned in a previous edition of this news, but this is off the back of a regulatory filing that was filed last week on October the 4th. Basically, it was spotted that there was an investigative subpoena from the SEC's Division of Enforcement a few months back in July, but then with this latest filing that happened this week as well, it said that this was basically still ongoing there as well. So they continue to face some scrutiny there from the SEC. Coinbase has reported that at least 6,000 user accounts have been compromised through an exploited authentication bug. So this is using the multi-factor authentication that Coinbase uses to secure its accounts. So where people use like an authentication code via like Google Authenticator or potentially via text message. But some malicious actors managed to gain access to at least 6,000 user accounts between March and May this year. And so it's not entirely clear how these attackers gained access, because it wasn't that any of the Coinbase infrastructure itself was compromised, but it was likely to have happened via some of the sort of social hacking means, via phishing and these sorts of things. But ultimately, the attackers used a flaw that was in Coinbase's multi-factor authentication system, which enabled them to gain access to user accounts and move funds off the exchange. And so Coinbase have been very responsive to this, and they've said to all of their customers who are affected that they'll be reimbursed for their funds as well, and they've not been able to find any evidence that this data was obtained actually from Coinbase itself. They've also said that they're working with law enforcement and launching internal investigations to find the culprits responsible. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority has started looking at potential retail central bank digital currency, and they've published a technical white paper outlining potential architectures and how it could be applied if they actually issued one. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority haven't actually confirmed if they're going to go ahead, but they're researching it under this project called EHKD. As with many other jurisdictions, though, they're looking at this two-tier distribution model where you have wholesale and retail. So wholesale is basically CBDCs being issued to regulated financial institutions, much like as is the case right now with central banks issuing money to large banks, and then you have a separate tier there, which is actually for the consumer uses, which is what actual end users would be working with. So again, they're following the lead that's being taken by many other jurisdictions around the world. So Bitcoin's market cap has gone back above $1 trillion. At one point this week, it was trading at over $54,000, which put the market cap at over $1 trillion. It broke $50,000 for the first time last month after there was a significant downturn, which saw it drop as low as $30,000 in July. So it seems that in the last few weeks, there's certainly been a big upward trend in the crypto markets, and we'll see where it goes from here. The money transfer firm MoneyGram is partnering with Stellar to enable crypto payouts in local currencies for a number of different users. And so this is where MoneyGram are going to use Circle's USDC and then to actually settle the payments and then convert them to a local currency, but they're going to integrate this with Stellar's blockchain there. The Indian crypto exchange CoinSwitch Kuber has raised $260 million round in a Series C, which values it at $1.9 billion. The investors here include Andreessen Horowitz and Coinbase Ventures, who are new investors on the round, alongside others such as Sequoia and Paradigm and Tiger Global. So with the actual new capital, CoinSwitch is planning to onboard a lot more users. They're aiming for 50 million onto their platform and launch a number of new products such as lending and staking. We've spoken on a number of occasions about the AMC theatres wanting to support crypto payments, and now they've announced that their partnership with BitPay is going to enable people to pay with Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum and Doge alongside Bitcoin, as well as in order to just support cryptocurrencies, and this is also for their electronic gift cards as well. That's all we have for this week. If you like what you hear, please ensure you like the video, share it with people you know, and so on and so forth. You've probably noticed that I'm now splitting up these videos. Instead of just one long week in blockchain, we've now got this week in crypto, this week in DeFi, this week in NFTs, this week in enterprise and protocols. Hopefully the shorter form will resonate more with you as it just makes it easier to consume the content that you're particularly interested in. But if you like what you hear, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and the podcast themselves. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.